Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. I am so glad to see so many familiar faces already popping up over there in the chat. Glad all of you could make it tonight. Glad even if you're only stopping by for a little while, Nick, I'm glad you could be here for a bit. But this is exciting. We're back with Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. We left off, I think, toward the end of Chapter 3 last time around. I think we'll be able to finish that up and get into Chapter 4 tonight, which everyone says is a little bit of a beast. I hope everyone's having a good night. I'm excited to play this one again. I've been loving this game so much, and I'm glad to see other people seem to be enjoying it too. I'm ready to return to the nice closet too. Grazie, that would be fabulous. I see P.S. Garrick, Ben is already over in the chat with that whale with human teeth, last seen in King's Quest 4. What an amazing emote. Everyone should go subscribe to his channel so you can unlock that emote. But I think I am going to go ahead and load us up and see if we can remember what we were doing. I believe we were at the police station and needed to finish a puzzle there before we left. Wow, look at all those look at all those terrifying whales over in the chat, with the occasional Gabriel Knight face as well. You can subscribe to this channel and unlock your own Gabriel Knight emote. So lots of great options. Starting out strong by choking on my drink tonight. This is going to go great.
This map, it marks the locations of all the wolf killings, right?
Yes. What?
The one last night, the one in the middle, doesn't really fit, does it?
It has to fit. It happened.
I suppose.
Here we are in their danger zone, yes. And Grayson, you're absolutely right. I was ripping cotton here right before you got on, and only now have exhaled. I went through that entire intro without exhaling.
I still say that one in the middle is different. I still say that one in the middle is different.
Hey, Papa Chemist, I'm so glad you can make it. I know normally Wednesday nights aren't your jam, so it's great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I still say that one in the middle is different.
Canis, lupus, lupus, Canis, lupus, lupus.
We got a double slap of the Santa Gabriel sticker. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm glad that our Canis Lupus Lupus Gabriel Knight sticker could make it. It's so good, right? Last time around, I guess I should recap a little bit. There were killer wolves on the loose here in Germany. Gabriel Knight's on the case. Grace has now joined him in Germany. We have met the very sexy Baron von Glauer. All indications is that he and his hunt club are secret werewolf boys, and possibly Gabriel Knight is going to get in on that as well. So now we are investigating Baron von Rar. I agree, absolutely. And as Sarah, you were the one who pointed out, right, on Twitter, that this is the
Werewolf?
Werewolf.
There's the werewolf sticker. Oh my goodness, Rush Pirate, thank you so much for raiding with a party. Good to see everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are playing Gabriel Knight 2. They're werewolves, as you may have just heard. It's an exciting game, so glad to have all of you here. But yeah, this is the 25th anniversary this week of Gabriel Knight 2's release, so what a great time to play. Werewolf. Great to see you. Thank you again for the raid. Hope you're doing well tonight, Rush Pirate, and all of your pirating boarding party. Let's see.
I don't have any more questions for the commissar.
Wasn't there something else here I'm supposed
Probably
to
nothing
get?
of interest back there. Besides, I can't see past the commissar's big head.
Wolves out. I like it. What are we drinking? We are drinking cheap bourbon and even cheaper amaretto on the rocks. Ah, here we go. Great. What were you playing, Rush Pirate?
Grossberg. Didn't Liba say that was the name of the guy who was killed last night?
I did splurge on the cheap stuff. That's how I roll. Ah, this is my memo book. I think I jot that down, maybe? Aha! We get some dramatic piano music for sneaky riding. You had me at cheap. Go Brush Street Go, good to see you. Yes, cheap liquor, always the best. Am I allowed to say it's liquor on stream? If not, it's apple juice. I'm sorry. It's Mott's brand apple juice, 100% fruit juice. Sneaky Gabriel is always 1000% the best Gabriel. Wow, welcome everyone. That is a big crowd. Goodness gracious. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have so many people here. If you're just joining for the first time, I play these sorts of retro adventures every week. Feel free, follow along if those are the sorts of games you enjoy.
I'm gonna take off.
Always happy to have new folks on board. They're the werewolf that bit you. It's a sinister music cue, right? Was that bug, or was that actually supposed to play that way? Okay, so now we have the phone number. I think we go back here and give it a call as we continue to investigate. Yes, Wofo, this this is an amazing mullet, is it not? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Tom, for gifting subs. How kind of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You are fantastic. Thank you so much. Wow. So generous. Thank you.
Who should I call?
Here's my number. Let's see if this works. Yes. That's right. I will drink anything on camera for even the smallest endorsement deal.
Hello?
Literally anything.
Hello, my name is Knight. I'm an American associate of Herr Grossberg's.
Yes? I was just calling the people in Herr Grossberg's address book to notify them. Have you heard that Herr Grossberg has...
Yes, I know about his death.
Yes, I'm sorry. Would you mind giving me your name again so I can check you off the list?
Knight.
Ella Hoffman... I'm not finding you.
Could you check under Vaughn? It's Vaughn Knight.
Oh, so... Yes, Vaughn. Von Eigner, von Frank, von Stein. You're not under Vaughn either.
Excuse me, did you say Von Agner?
Yes?
Do you know Von Agner?
I don't know him. I don't know most of Grossberg's business contacts.
Grossberg knew him.
If If this is about money, you're out of luck. All the accounts are locked until someone comes in and takes over. Besides, there's nothing in them anyway.
Really? Well, could you just look up an account balance for me?
I can't. The address book is all I have. The police have taken Herr Großberg's ledgers.
Oh, well, thank you.
Goodbye.
Look at that phone acting. That's a nice piece of business. All right. Boy, the clock was definitely a choice, wasn't it? Let's see. Do I need to... There's lots of great phone acting. I feel like phone acting is probably like an entire semester at Juilliard. I don't know a lot about the fine arts, but that seems to check out with what I imagine them to be.
I'd better make sure Gracie keeps busy. Elsewhere.
All right, we're trying to get rid of Grace here, I guess. Dean Erickson is way better than he should have been, right? He's fantastic. I'm a trained phone actor. That's a good point, Ben. I'd forgotten about your experience in mouse phonery. All right. So now I guess we mail that letter? Is it in our inventory? Yes. Can I remember where we go to mail things? Hey, there's a post office downtown, right? It's Juilliard Night School. You know, I was actually a janitor at Juilliard Night School, and one day I walked by a classroom, and the professor had left this like incredibly difficult to solve acting problem written on the board, and I went in, and it just like all clicked, and I solved it, and then I got discovered, and Robin Williams was there. It was really a turning point in my life.
I was hoping for a Mercedes.
I've also never seen Good Will Hunting, so I don't know if all of those details are correct. Okay. So do we go back downtown to mail things? That sounds right. I have played Full Throttle. Are we going to say Wofoe? I'm sorry if I'm getting your name totally wrong. I'm terrible at this part of the streaming biz. But I have played Full Throttle and really enjoy it. It's on my list to stream sometime in the relatively near future. Let's see. Looking for a post office. That's right. Gabriel Knight has dressed for the job. He's dressed for the job of adventure, NBA DAG, and that means you need places to carry all of your stuff. And Gabriel is all over that with his big, big coat. His coat of holding. That's right. It's bigger on the inside. See, there's the post office is here. I know where Grace's post office is. Can't quite remember where Gabriel's is located. Don't feel like it's up around here, is it? Or is it? Aha, post office.
What should I mail?
You should mail this letter. Just throw it at the door. That's how mail works. Here, door, take this letter. All right.
That's taken care of.
Thank you, Gabriel. Now maybe we go to the hunting club? The Matthew McConaughey voice, yeah, Chimera. The Matthew McConaughey is just fabulous. Everything about Dean Erickson, just wonderful. You know, in the first game, Tim Curry, legendary actor, played Gabriel Knight, and his voiceover work, of course, just flawless. Everything about it wonderful. Every line like a sumptuous meal of a performance. But I really like Dean Erickson. He's really won me over as I've played this game so far.
I think I've pumped that particular well dry.
Me too. Alright. Maybe this isn't where I'm supposed to be right now. Or is it? I haven't played Gabriel Knight 3. I have no idea what his performance is like there. Am I ready to do the tape recorder and the newspaper trick? Tim Curry is a sex appeal machine.
Hey, is this where y'all rent mopeds?
There's Tim Curry from Gabriel Knight 3, disguised as Mosley with his cat hair mustache. Thank you, Tom, again for supporting the stream. Tom, you're too generous. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Tim Curry is really good at it. It's him doing a Southern American accent, and it is all kinds of wild. Hey, Matt Clam, hope you're doing well. Thank you.
German.
The nerve of these German magazines being in German. Der Spiegel. Is that a tape recorder? Yes. This is actually a thing Gabriel can do. Maybe not. Now maybe I can? No, it doesn't seem like I know I need to yet. I wonder what I've forgotten to do on this day to trigger whatever's next. We went to the police department. We got the clue there. We followed up by phone. Do I need to travel somewhere to follow up on that phone call? Is that what was next? Yeah, I think the guys need to come in first, too.
Lupus.
Thank you, NBA Dak, for slapping Santa Gabriel. This is usually where I desperately walk around until Fluffy Kitten gives me a really good clue on what to do next. Oh, go see Grossberg. I guess I did not. Gotta get one in, that's right. You gotta shoot your shot, NBA Dag. Thank you. Do I need to see my lawyer? Did we do anything that required him? Probably need to see my lawyer about like stealing evidence and things like that, but maybe not. Let's follow up with Grossberg here, see if we can find them. Do we have new locations? Probably not the zoo. That is Von Glauer's house. That's the police station. The university. Oh, there's a hint button. I didn't notice there was a hint button. Okay, so there's stuff to do in the main street area. Maybe it is going to my lawyer. That's usually what I do when I'm in doubt in this game. Less so in real life. Where does my lawyer live? He's back in here, right? Go everywhere, click everything. Yeah, that seems to be the general approach to Gabriel Knight. There's the woman in red tights.
Come in.
Hey, Harry.
When in doubt, rub all inventory items on everything. It never hurts.
You mentioned the possibility of my using your secretary for research?
Anytime.
Great. I wouldn't ask, but I need a newspaper search done, and my German sucks.
No problem. What exactly are you looking for?
Missing persons. Actually, missing persons cases that occurred in or near forested areas.
How far back do you want to go?
10 years?
Okay, I can spare her later in the day. We should have it ready for you by tomorrow.
Great. Thanks.
Well, I hope Grace doesn't find out Gabriel's hired another research assistant. She was pretty mad about the first one. I can't imagine she'll take the second one much better.
I don't have anything else to say right now.
I should end all conversations by announcing that I don't have anything else to say right now.
Well, I'm off. See you, Harry.
Goodbye.
Harry's such a friendly guy. Now let's see if the Hunt Club's good. Again, some great phone acting. Ben, you're right. It's all over this game. This is a tour de force when it comes to phone acting. They certainly don't phone it in. Da-da-da. There we go. That's I just made a really good joke pixel glasses move. I only do it after the finest jokes, as you can see. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to leave, was I? I'm doing great. Sadly, Tom with the kaboom. Sadly, those aren't prescription pixel glasses. And they may also belong to my daughter. So I probably shouldn't stretch them out. Sorry, that just a great joke. Yeah, could you tell from the glasses? I'm glad that came across visually, Grace. And yeah, I told a fantastic joke, but I feel like you had to be here for like the previous 20 minutes or so of the stream because I was laying like little seeds of the joke all the way through, and then finally harvested all the fruits of my joke labor. Suffice it to say, it was really great. Go back to the Hunt Club. Have we pumped this well dry?
I think I've pumped that particular well dry.
We still pumped that well dry. Ah, people are here now. Very good. Thank you for the help.
Good night.
And you, Herr Price?
Does look like a television news crew.
You look a little wet.
Oh, I was visiting a friend nearby, and I thought that I should take a shower before the others arrived. I was a bit automatic.
I love this enigmatic, I can say this word, enigmatic Hunt Club. Okay.
Well, how thoughtful.
Looks like Daryl Hammond. I appreciate that most people in this game seem to be social distancing well. Like, this is, I mean, masks would be ideal, but this isn't a bad party for 2020. 2 people in attendance. They look to be standing, what would you say, about 12 feet apart.
Herr Price?
That's a baller move, just to have a seat.
Yes.
Baron von Glau mentioned that you're a lawyer.
Yes. And fortunately for me these days, I have enough money to where I only have to take those cases which interest me. I enjoy my leisure time.
And what do you do with your leisure time?
I entertain.
Entertain.
Probably a dumb question, but what sort of entertaining do you do?
Do you like women, Herr Knight?
I've been known to.
I adore them. You might call it an obsession.
Ugh.
It's a stalk, it's a dance, it's a bait, it's a hook.
And what do you do once you've hooked him?
Oh, you know.
Thank you for trying to shut
You're
that
quite
down, Jim
superfluous
Walls.
yourself. Or have I misled you?
You're probably just getting a whiff of the past, Herr Price.
All right, so he's a creepster.
What do you think of the club philosophy?
It works, doesn't it?
Does it?
We're all animals. I deny it.
So you don't believe in suppressing anything?
Why would I want to suppress my urges? If your body wants something, it must be natural.
Well, what if you get the natural urge to rip someone's throat out?
That's a normal question.
Well, fortunately, my instincts run to pleasure. Of the equally sticky but less fatal kind.
But what about those whose instincts are fatal? Shouldn't they suppress?
I believe that nature handles that scenario when it occurs here at night.
And how does it do that exactly?
In the wild, when a member of society does not conform, he is hunted down and executed. End of mutant instinct. And its genetic bloodline.
Like how the score just drops out there completely. Oh, hey, the bot just reminded me. We recently launched, we being me and the folks over at Adventure Tuesday. Turtle Tomorrow and P.S. Garrick are both part of that crew. Recently launched a Discord server. If you're a fan of retro adventure games or games in general, we'd love to have a chance to talk with you over there. So feel free to join up with that link.
Tell me about the other club members.
Oh, they're all right. Don't worry about Von Zell. He's a bastard to everyone these days.
PMS?
I don't know what his problem is. Oh, he's always been an arrogant bastard, competitive on the hunts, ambitious. But still, aren't we all? He was decent enough at one time. In fact, he was one Gloria's favorite. And he was an asset as a friend. But things change.
All right. Von Zell is the jerkiest member of this club so far. Hey.
When did Von Zell begin to change?
Oh, he's been getting worse for a long time. I remember a hunting trip about a year ago. That was the last time I remember that we were all together and having a good time. He must have started getting difficult after that.
Werewolf difficult? My cat is just like circling my legs and occasionally biting me. He is the literal worst. You want to be on stream? Awful creature? Never. This is my show, not yours.
Have you ever heard of the Black Wolf?
Yes.
Really, where?
Oh, I don't know. Just sounds familiar.
Will you tell me if you remember?
Of course.
Bean cam with cat. Okay, come here, kitty. That's a good request. Come on. Come here. Come here, Jaxie. Come on. You're going to be a star. This is going to be your launching pad to fame. Come on. Come on. There you go. No, he just keeps acting like he might jump up here, but then just runs away. Oh well. The cat. Will you participate in this whole thing, cat? Come. Come, kitty. Let us appear on the internet. Jump, jump. Jump, jump. No, he refuses. He just wants to keep batting my legs. Oh, that would have been a great appearance. I just made up the cat. I'm just doing it for attention. There's no cat.
And what about the other club members?
Like who?
Henneman, for example. I've heard he's in line for a position extremely high up in the government.
Henneman, He is a drunk. His days as a political superstar are over. My friends at the courthouse tell me that he has been marked for early retirement. One less politician to worry about, huh?
Jackson, come here. Oh, all right. Let's say hello to everyone. Let's switch over to the bean cam and say hey. Hey, this is Jax. He is a bad cat all the time. Say hello, Jax. Hello. I bet he loved that. How's it going tonight, buddy? This is a bean cam. You're broadcasting to 28 people right now. Maybe the largest audience on the internet right now. So you're pretty famous, buddy. He is a very good bad cat. He's a very, very good bad cat, right, Jaxie? Yeah. Okay, let's get back to working here. Say goodbye, Jaxie. Yeah, he's got to go earn some treat money. All right. How did I get back to my game? Oh no, did it crash? What's happened? No, it didn't crash. Thank goodness. Okay, let's see here. I'm all discombobulated now by having a cat around. What happened? Okay, that should be the Retro Adventure screen again. All right. He does look like a Dollar Brand store Marlon Brando a little bit. Thank you for indulging my cat,
Seems
everyone.
like you've pretty much written Von Zell off yourself. Any particular reason?
Look, it's one thing when he insults the rest of us. But when he insults the Baron, no. I heard him arguing once. When Glover told Von Zell he acted stupidly about something or the other, Von Zell was furious.
What'd he say?
He told the Baron that he was weak. Bastard. I don't know why the Baron didn't get away with it. I mean, I would have said something at the time, but, well, it was a private conversation.
Uh-huh. When was this?
I don't know. 5, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, I'm hearing the sound issues too. I'm thinking it's probably just bad voice recording.
How was Von Zell an asset as a friend?
He is a banker.
Are you saying he loaned you money?
He's always willing to help out his good friends.
Why would anyone in this club need money? I thought y'all were models of success.
Yes, well, fortunately, I took less advantage of Von Zell's hospitality than some.
They recorded that on Potato. I think you might be right.
The reinforcements have arrived. Now you'll have someone new to probe.
That guy's kind of like Dime Store Jim Belushi that just came in.
My brilliant man, good cheer to you both. Where's the beer?
Where's the beer?
Mein Herr, good evening.
Guten Abend.
Herr Klingman. Look at that guy purposefully walking toward the bar. There's Von Zell, Angryman.
Meine kleine Familie. How are you all this evening?
Oh, he has a great
Gabriel.
coat too.
I'm glad you could join us.
Oh, he takes off his coat well.
Enjoy your evening, Herr Knight.
Thanks. I will.
Baron, may I speak to you for a minute?
What is it, Bryce?
Von Glauer with some great riding boots. Wow, I miss going to parties. This looks great. I know some of these people, if not all of them, are werewolves, but still.
Ich habe meinen Nachmittagstermin abgesagt. Wir treffen uns hier um 4 Uhr?
Ja, so viel ich weiß. Ja, so, good evening, Herr Knight.
Henneman, Von Agner?
You care to join us?
Sure. Thanks.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of dialogue to get through here.
I've spoken to several of the club members today, but I haven't had a chance to speak with you yet, Herr von Wagner.
How tragic. No one in this club talks better than I do.
Oh, true, very true.
Perhaps tomorrow?
I'd be delighted.
I haven't had a chance to get to know you yet, Herr Hanneman.
Well, I'm already beyond serious conversation tonight, I'm afraid.
He's got here like 30
Tomorrow's
seconds
fine.
ago. And back to 1.
Have you guys heard about the mutilation killing last night? Happened right around the corner.
Awful. Simply awful.
I'd meant to get a newspaper, but the time got away from me. Do you have any details?
A few. The victim was a man named Grossberg. He ran a furrier business in town.
Horrible. You know, this zoo wolf business is inexcusable. The mayor has been spoken to, and quite seriously. Even the prime minister is concerned.
Did you know Grossberg, Herr von Wagner?
Me? Grossberg? Why, no. Why do you ask?
I just thought you're both in the animal processing business.
Munich is a big city, Herr Knight.
So it is. Well, I was just curious.
Oh, look at that performance. I like to walk up to people and say, what were y'all talking about a minute ago?
Oh, what were y'all talking about when I came up?
Tomorrow's little excursion. Will you be joining us?
Our monthly hunting trip.
A hunt trip? Really? Where?
Our lodge is at Eppenberg. It's in the Bavarian National Forest. We leave tomorrow afternoon.
Well, gosh, you know, that sounds great, but I need to have my gun cleaned and...
Oh, there are plenty of guns at the lodge.
Von Wagner, perhaps the Baron did not mean for Herr Knight to join us quite so soon.
Oh, hell, why not then? Baron?
Von Wagner?
Our hunting trip tomorrow. Will our new American friend be going with us?
Tonight? Well, I don't see why he could...
not. He's not a club member. He's probably not even registered with the license office.
Nonsense, Gar. The sooner we get to see his technique, the better. We'll just slip him in, and he can register properly when we get back.
But that's not legal.
Since when do you care about legalities? It's only a hunting license?
I agree. I would enjoy Gabriel's presence very much.
Well, enough said. The Baron should certainly get whatever he wants, shouldn't he? Perhaps it will be an interesting exercise at that.
Okay. So this is a very tense hunt club. I feel like maybe a different hobby would suit them well. I talked to Von Zell. This guy hates us. Just hates us.
Yes, Herr Knight?
Let me just saddle up here and stare awkwardly before I begin speaking.
How's it going?
Fine. Would you excuse us, please? We are discussing something private.
Oh, sure.
Walks back over 10 seconds later.
Yes, Herr Knight?
What are you two kids talking about?
What are you two kids talking about?
We could share it with you, Mr. Knight. But then we'd have to kill you.
Baron von Zell?
I'm just kidding, Doctor. I'm afraid our discussion is private, Mr. Knight. Run along now. We'll play with you later.
Just wanted to grab a quick magazine. Nothing important.
Americana?
These guys can't stand us. So do we need to talk to everybody and then we can trigger the magazine scene, I'm guessing? Let's go talk to Von Glauer.
Hey.
He's the best.
Can I join you in a moment, Gabriel? Price and I are almost finished.
Okay. I'll be around.
German humor. You can do it now. Great. So just interact over here again. Well, to grab a magazine.
Just wanted to grab a magazine.
Then grab one.
Oh, Von Zell's good.
You seem to be the sort of man who would appreciate our way of thinking.
And there's the Von Glauer cameo. Thank you, Tom. All right, so we now have a magazine. What is it? Got it. And we're going to do a very reasonable thing, as I understand it, which is put a tape recorder
That's a thought.
in a magazine. Did it happen? Does it now have a tape recorder in it? You don't have any English magazines here in your very posh hunting club, do you? Let's see. Yes, it looks like it is now in there. I don't see it anymore in my inventory. It has a bump now. You know how it is when you take your micro cassette recorder and you put it in a magazine and it's completely invisible? I'm going to do that old trick.
Just wanted to put this magazine back.
Oh, this is so me at parties, though. Just like socially awkward.
It wasn't very good. I wouldn't recommend it.
Trying to interact with human beings. This is how people interact, right? I just walk over, speak to you for a moment, then walk away, then come back.
Ah, Herr Baum.
Gentlemen, excuse me, please.
Maxwell Smart Voice, thank you. Ah, the old cassette tape and the magazine trick.
I apologize for not getting to you sooner. Have you been enjoying yourself?
Oh, it's been loads of fun.
Good. I'm glad you're going with us tomorrow. We don't get started until the afternoon, so won't have to worry about staying up late tonight.
I have to warn you, my hunting's kind of rusty.
I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Was? I demand to know what you're doing at this club.
Me?
Baron Gonzalo. Really?
Are you aware that this guest of yours has been asking intimate questions? Poking around in our personal affairs?
Intimate questions are Von Glauer's favorite.
Police?
What do we have to fear from a reporter or the police? Although I can promise you, her knight is neither.
You don't care that he's prying into our private business? What possible motive could he have?
Gar! Please. He's my guest. You're the one who's turning that into an inquisition.
Yeah.
Then it is on your head.
I apologize for that.
You keep defending me. I'm not exactly helping the harmony around here.
Believe me, the harmony was shattered a long time before you came. Gonzalo gets territorial.
Like a wolf.
I'm tired of it, frankly.
Well, I should go anyway. I wanted to clean up before tonight.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Oh,
good enough
night.
Be home soon. See you then.
Oh, I love it. I love the chemistry. The synth tuba is pretty great, right? A traditional German synth tuba. Yeah, once everything's back to normal, right, Mike Clam? We can go back to... Uh-oh. The Predator. It's the Predator. Uh-oh. I think Kraftwerk had a synth tuba, right? Ooh. He's not going to Schottenjäger that thing? Come on. All right, that's the end of chapter 3. And I forgot way back when someone redeemed, and I'm sorry, I totally just busted past it. Was it Matawi who redeemed the save now? If so, I really should have done it when you suggested. We are in dangerous territory at this point. We crushed that werewolf encounter though, right? Werewolf's like, I can't open doors. Gabriel Knight wins. Oh wow, it is best worst already. I like that they put her in a wig for this scene. Oh, hey Anthony, it's werewolves. You're right, you're just in time. Those may just be woof woofs though. I don't know if they're werewolves. It's me, James Franco. I've come to save you. Hey, Grace. All right, and here we are. Let's save. Save, 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 save.
Werewolf.
Werewolf?
Thank you for slapping the werewolf sticker, Tom. It always brightens my day. And yeah, you're right, Anthony. James Franco would be more predatory than that that wolf handsome cab driver. It's the nice closet, but she just won't say nice closet anymore. I don't even know the point. What's it even there for? If you're not going to loudly announce it's a nice closet, it's just a wardrobe.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Yeah, what is Gerda up to? Probably out doing research for Gabriel.
Grace Nakamura.
Nice closet hole. Oh, hey, Tom, you redeemed story time with Jess. You know, with it being Christmas Eve, the most magical day of the year, I guess I could talk a little bit about, for story time, the first time that I played a Sierra game, which was Christmas 1986. I came downstairs on Christmas morning and Santa had brought me a Tandy 1000 EX, and playing on the screen was Sierra's 1986 Christmas card demo, which basically was playing some Christmas songs and rotating through some sort of stock AGI imagery of Christmassy scenes. And yeah, one of the two games they got me with my new computer was King's Quest 2. The other one was Ghostbusters. And I played King's Quest 2 for the first time later that day, and just fell in love with it. It was the first adventure game I'd ever played. First game I ever played on my new computer, and I was pretty much hooked from there. And that's sort of the story of how I got into adventure games. It was a Christmas not unlike the one that's just a couple of days away. So thank you for redeeming story time with Jess. Let's get off that bean cam. Back to regular cam. That's true. The background music does make that sound weirdly sentimental, doesn't it? Okay. That's how good adventure games are. It's, all these years later, 34 years later or whatever, it's still ruining my life. So, yes, it was David Crane who did the Ghostbusters game. So what do I need to do here? Let's go to Gerda's room. See if she's just hanging out in there. Apparently, even though we sort of patched things up with her,
I don't want to go back into Gerda's bedroom. She might catch me in there.
That's the only reason not to want to do it. Just not wanting to get caught. I guess I could go down and try to pick up the letter that Gabriel sent me. I'm guessing that all letters arrive anytime a chapter changes. Village, library, got it. Thank you, Fluffy Kitten. Fluffy Kitten has been amazing during these streams, guiding me in the direction I need to go. Thank you so much, Fluffy Kitten. You are a true hero. Grace's jacket is good. It's not as good as Gabriel or Von Glauer's. Like, trench coat's a good look. King's Quest 2 and the PC Junior. Yeah, the Tandy 1000, I think, was pretty similar with the 3-voice setup for the sound and everything else. You know, King's Quest 2, looking at it through the eyes of someone, much older, is a strange mishmash of all these different fairy tales and everything else that don't quite fit together in a way that makes sense. But boy, I loved that game as a kid. It just felt like limitless potential to go out and explore, which, boy, that was rewarding. Oh, hey, it's our friends, the American tourists who are here researching the occult. Can we talk to them? Yes.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might, for a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Well, you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
Welcome back, Papaya Chemist. I'm glad you could be here for these wonderful people.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
The best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schottenjoggers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
Like Buffy. I think Grace's idle animation here is checking her watch as if to say, I'm really bored with this conversation already. And yes, her beehive is pretty wonderful. Everything about it is good.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Schottenjoggers.
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenegger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenegger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
Tell me more about the Black Wolf.
The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
Something else that sounds like it was recorded in a different session.
It's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Thank God.
Himmel's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Em'll have me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
All right, so if you didn't see the last episode, she was definitely possessed and gave us a pretty sinister warning, so good stuff.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing. Push your vital energies into the cards.
Got it. Done.
This is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
Schottenjäger.
Schottenjäger?
Like
Gabriel
Backlash.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulative.
That's Gabriel, all right.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now, this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your Chariot and his Magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
A beast.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well...
Werewolves?
Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
I really like the performance from our woman who did the tarot reading. She's great. I also really like that throughout that scene, I don't know if anyone noticed, the actor playing her husband just looked at her so lovingly the entire time. Like, I'm so proud of my wife who is so good at tarot. Even though Papaya Kim has said that wasn't great tarot necessarily. It was really charming. Oh, I wish a wild Huey Lewis would appear.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
She's great. She's great.
Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence.
Hair gel. That's his essence, hair
His
gel.
soul card is the magician. Yes, dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's death.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh. Nothing to worry about then.
Now you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands. Oh my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake.
Whose essence?
He takes the wrong path with his powers. Imola and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
May the Force be with you, Grace. Always. Wow, that was a lot to go on, right?
I better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
The husband is so great. He may be my new favorite character in Gabriel Knight, too. I talked to Werner. You better save him.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Even just him saying yes is a beautiful line read. Yeah, the music is a little bit of a change in tone, right? Hey, Neil, good to see you.
Werewolf?
Werewolf. Werewolf.
Werewolf?
Werewolf.
Thank you, Paul, not Pat. Thank you, Neil. Please, more people slap that Werner sticker because it's too amazing. Or there's a brand new Grace sticker available if you'd like to hover over the video window and for a few bits slap one on. It is so good, though, isn't it? Post office, pick up Gabe's letter and read it.
You've changed
Perfect.
your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
Thanks.
Bitte.
Would you help me out? No. Thanks. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight, by the way. I see a few more people trickled in. Hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. We are having fun with the greatest adventure game ever made. I've slowly become convinced of this fact.
There's no one there.
Ah, the doorbell. I forgot how the post office worked here.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakimura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Tom redeemed, is this the best game ever? One of our channel rewards. Is this the best game ever? I've mentioned before, this is my first time playing Gabriel Knight 2, and I have really enjoyed just every minute of it. When this came out, I was in my freshman year of college. I wasn't playing nearly as many video games as maybe I had in the past. I was kind of addicted to first-person shooters at the time, and I believe that, if I recall correctly, I made a principled stand that I would never play a full-motion video adventure game, which is a dumb thing to say. And I just completely skipped this one. I really regret it. I don't know if it is the best game ever necessarily, but it is such a good game and so fun, and just the performances alone are a joy.
Gracie, you decided to come over.
So thank you for
great.
redeeming that.
Good tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. But Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
Oh wow, Paul, your dad bought this one without having seen the first one. Interesting.
Don't worry. Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? No address. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
Lieber is very much not his backup, I feel like. I think Lieber low-key hates him, right?
My German isn't good enough for chit-chat.
Okay, so back
Danke. Bitte.
back to the castle, I believe. Playing an adventure game with a friend side by side is the best way to play adventure games. Fluffy Kitten, I'm glad to hear that. That's how I played most of my games growing up. I had a handful of friends who all enjoyed adventure games too. They would come over to my house, we'd load up a Sierra game, and just puzzle through it together. Which is really, you know, kind of what I'm going for with these streams, I guess, is getting a chance
I wonder
to
what Gabriel's up to.
share these adventure games with y'all as well. All right. So we need to go to the library, right? For some more reading. Which is what Grace likes to do in this game. Grace's chapters are mostly just reading.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before.
Magic book.
English. Huh.
Rouge with the y'all emote there. Love it. That's from Feral the Feral's channel, right? She also walks in the museum a lot. That's what she does best. Let's take a look at this Ludwig book. There he is, looking handsome.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships.
Same.
The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult.
Also
in
the
his
same.
youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident?
I know someone in a hunt club.
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
Okay.
Other than his when they would fail.
Yep. Next page.
A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
I appreciate that this game, which, you know, considering it was created in 1995, is just sort of presenting same-sex relationships here as as a perfectly normal thing. That's rare to see in a lot of AAA games. And in all honesty, for the time it was released, this was basically a AAA game. It's rare to see that nowadays, done and done well. And it's nice to see that Jane Jensen incorporated this really throughout this game in a lot of ways, but here, just very much on the surface level, discussing the historical figure.
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880, when he fell into disfavor. His Majesty, this author has... The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Okay, is there more? Chapter 4, Chapter 6. Welcome! Thank you, Ben. I think that's it. I don't seem to be able to turn the page. We'll never know what Chapter 6 said.
There's nothing else I can use. I'm not sure what other case book. There's nothing else on werewolves in the occult section.
That's too bad.
There's nothing else I can use in the biography section. I'm not sure what other case books would be relevant. I'm not sure what...
Can we call someone? Can we type something? What now?
I'll write to Gabriel, soon as I have enough info to blow his little investigation out of the water.
I love how competitive she is. I'll send him a letter once I'm ready to pwn him. With the key from Gerda. Let's see if Gerda's back. Kapow, kapow, kapow. No Gerda, apparently. Hey, this is a good time to save, though. She in the church. Go and see her at the grave. Okay, thank you, Paul. I'll take my hints any way I can get them. As long as I don't have to solve this game myself, I'm happy. I grieve.
I don't want to disturb her.
I know it's half the fun, and I occasionally, Papaya Chemist, go into these things and try to play on my own, but I am, despite decades of trying, so bad at adventure games.
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to. Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
I love the wildly varying audio quality.
Boy, do I feel stupid or what? I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do. I really should apologize.
Okay, so we need to go back and... Yes, Wolfgang, the badass from Gabriel Knight 1 who saved us. So we need to go back, get some roses. Yeah, I usually go with a pro backseating policy. Usually I'm either playing a game that I know all the solutions to, or one that I would never figure out in a million years. So just open it up. Oh, Matt Clam redeeming the story time. Goodness, you have a request what you'd like to hear a story about. Goodness gracious. I could talk a little bit about my first experience. I have the dramatic piano music again, don't I? I could talk a little bit about my first experience playing Gabriel Knight 1. I got it not long after it came out, when it was still in like the wild box that was like 2 triangles stacked on top of each other. You've probably seen that if you're a fan of Sierra's old games. I picked it up then, and I had some sort of glitch that I believe it was day one, like when the newspaper boy would drive down the street and throw the paper in front of St. George's bookshop. The game would crash. It would just hard lock. It would crash every single time. I could literally watch the intro and nothing else. And I sent away, I believe, at the time for a patch. I didn't have access to like Sierra's BBS or anything like that. So they snail mailed me a disc that had a patch to correct it. But honestly, by that point, I had kind of lost interest in the game, and I was sort of angry at it that I had paid full price and was so excited to play. I held a grudge for some reason, which is a smart thing to do with a video game. And really didn't go back to play it until years later. And then I streamed it kind of recently here and had so much fun with that one that I couldn't resist eventually moving over to Gabriel Knight 2. So the Wild box was great, wasn't it, Ben? It's something else. If you don't know the Wild Gabriel Knight 1 box, you should definitely Google it. I remember walking into the Software Etc. at a nearby mall from where I grew up and seeing it there on the shelf. It was so angular and weird shaped, it kind of had to sit out on its own, which is by design, to grab the eye. And just really got excited to play it, and then got so frustrated when I couldn't. Thank you. It was Nathan, right? I'm sorry if I've totally forgotten a name here. But it was a fun stream. I had such a good time playing Gabriel Knight 1. Yeah, painful price for a game was big. Hey, Vault Vanderhuge, how's it going? Yeah, back when you couldn't easily patch things. That was the nightmare time. Okay, good, right. I'm glad I remembered. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, hey, everyone. Let's jump back in here. All right, so we are going back outside. We're snagging a rose. I know you've already told me, Fluffy Kitten, but hey, that's a nice closet. But was the rose the only thing we needed? Was it $50 at release? It was either 50 or 59. I can't remember. I'd saved up a lot of allowance for it. Is all I know. Spooky stairs. Hey Alexander, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good evening. Welcome everyone. As I said earlier, I stream these sorts of retro games every Wednesday. Oh, thank you so much, Alexander, for the follow. I appreciate it. I was going to say, please feel free to follow. More the merrier. We always have a good time streaming these older games. Okay, is this just Grace? There we go. Who knows how long she was going to stand there and look around. I'm glad you could be here, Alexander. Grace is really working on this rose, huh? So glad you could be here. I'd love to start finding some other times of day that I could occasionally squeeze in a stream or two, because I know lots of people in other parts of the world, 9:30 Eastern isn't exactly the most convenient time to watch an adventure game stream, so... Let's see. So we have the roses. Oh, that nice closet. I am going to be off for 2 weeks right now. I'm not teaching. The trick is, when I'm off from work, I am in charge of a 7-year-old all the time, and I don't know how much time you spend around 7-year-olds, but they need something about every 4 to 6 minutes. So my ability to easily stream. Yeah, I don't know of any Gabriel Knight fan games, Nathan. That's a good question. As far as I know, there aren't any out there, but I could be wrong. So you never have a real break in academia. It's like the minute I'm not at my job, I'm at my other job. I've been teaching 2nd grade on the side all school year, like so many people out there. I've basically been a stay-at-home dad. I teach my classes, take a break to teach 2nd grade to my daughter, then hop back into my classes. 2020, right? Grayson has not been a 7-year-old since 1993. Inflation. I'd be 34 years old in 2020. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I much prefer, it turns out, teaching college over teaching 2nd grade. Plus, I don't think my students hate me nearly as much as my daughter does after a long day of homework. All right.
I really should apologize.
Let's give her some roses. You say that as a joke, Ben, but there are moments when basically they need roughly the same instruction.
There. That's better, don't you think? I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him.
Wow.
Still, he's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car.
Wow. The ultimate show of trust.
There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked.
Thanks.
Castle tour.
Good luck.
Wow, that was an emotionally weighty scene. Because now they've bonded, they've put aside their differences. I was hoping she would invite Gerda on the road trip.
I think she wants to be left alone.
So everyone says this is where the game bogs down into a did you click everything, right? Like this is where things start getting a little tricky. We've mended fences with Gerda. Everything's looking right. Okay, so back to Gabriel's car, I take it? Ooh, there's a cute museum guy. I've heard about this. I want to see more. We have keys. A headcanon where Grace and Gerda team up to become their own Schottenjäger power couple. I'd play that game. Okay. Is there any order in which I should proceed? Okay, all 3 destinations have tasks. Yes, that's right. Why am I not doing Jaeger bombs to celebrate the Schottenjäger?
I can't see the displays until I've gotten past the counter. I can't see...
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja.
Oh.
Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte.
This woman is great, isn't she? Like all of the minor performances in this game, she's bringing 110%.
So.
Danke.
Bitte.
Grace hates everyone so much. Oh, wow. This looks like a lot.
July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed.
The feelings of sincere love and reverence and faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter, but I could not help myself. Ludwig.
What else
Elizabeth
we got?
frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct, hoping to protect him from unfavorable public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove.
Alexander, if I'm following your question correctly, I think some of the weird audio stuff is just that bits of this game seem to have recorded in different sessions. The quality is all over the map. Sometimes one line follows another that are clearly just completely different audio quality. It's a mess.
Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved Eagle, in your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove.
He spoke so movingly that she was moved. That checks out.
In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been.
What were his last wishes? This place is giving me more questions than answers.
All right, that was some good internal monologue.
They certainly make an incredible looking couple. They certainly make an incredible.
Okay, have I clicked everything there? Let me try the portrait now.
She's beautiful.
One of Ludwig's few close friends was Empress Elizabeth of Austria. She was a distant cousin of the boy Prince, and he saw her often growing up. Graceful and beautiful, Elizabeth seemed to represent the feminine ideal to the younger Ludwig. Their friendship continued after her marriage, mainly by correspondence. She remained a source of stability for Ludwig throughout his life. In keeping with Ludwig's love of romance and drama, he called her the Dove, and he to her was the Eagle.
We knew that already. The boy Prince, as we established last night in Adventure Tuesday's stream of King's Quest IV, which you should subscribe to P.S. Garrick's channel and watch every Tuesday night. We established that Grayson, Ben's co-host, has real boy Prince energy. So, Grayson, if you're still out there in the chat, shout out to you.
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well. Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
At least Ben's still here if Grayson isn't. Okay. Oh, wow. What's this angle now? What's all this then? Oh my goodness, really?
Even after Wagner's death, Ludwig still showed signs of obsession with the composer. This letter, written in 1882 by Ludwig to the conductor of the Munich Opera, instructs the conductor to make preparations for a new Wagner opera. The conductor went to see the king as instructed. When he arrived, Ludwig was ill and refused to see him. Nothing further was ever heard of this mysterious new opera. Was it a figment of an ill man's desperate wishes?
Yes. Curious.
Even after
Ludwig is offered a crown of laurels by the genius of immortal fame.
That's actually what happened when I became an affiliate here on Twitch.
26 July 1874. By the power of the lily, we shall have the strength to resist all temptations throughout the whole year. 26 July 1875. Solemn oath before the picture of the great king. Refrain for 3 months from all excitement. This oath has its binding power as well as its potency by de par le Roy, LNR, DPLR.
Oops, she's going to say something. Oh no, I cut through it. Okay. Did I look at this already? Nope.
Ludwig and Wagner. Ludwig loved the opera of his contemporary Richard Wagner. He helped support Wagner's music through much of his life. Ludwig considered Wagner a close friend, often calling him the great friend. Wagner encouraged this infatuation, some believe, for personal gain. Typical artist.
Is that call?
This is Grace Nakamura. I'm calling from Germany.
Thank you, Paul, for livening up the stream with Phone Call Grace. I don't know why that amuses me so much. I mean, I'm the one who created it, but yet here we are. I'm laughing at my own joke, which isn't even really a joke. It's literally just something she said earlier in the game.
He looks so regal. Why would he give up all of this pageantry and become a recluse?
Ludwig is Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. The Knights of St. George was an aristocratic society dedicated to the acts of chivalry. Ludwig loved the medieval pageantry of the order in his early years, before his increasing reclusiveness drove him to abandon public appearances.
Oh, I'm so glad we got the Grace calling. Yeah, hey, there's my bot again reminding people, if you do want to slap your own sticker onto the stream, you can just hover over the stream window there, and for a few bits, interact on your own.
Ludwig, Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. There's gotta be a connection between all this St. George stuff and Gabriel.
How do Germans answer the phone? Ahoy, hoy. I think that it's probably something like Achtung, schnell, schnell.
Looks like it weighs a ton. Looks like it weighs a ton. Looks like it weighs a ton. Ludwig's Grand Master Wardrobe from the Knights of St. George.
Wow, there is a lot to go through, isn't there?
Ludwig's diary. Ludwig kept a diary from 1869 when he was 24 years old until his death. The diary provides a fascinating look into the mind of this tormented man.
The original diary is kept in the Royal Archives. A few entries are shown on the opposite wall.
St. George was significant.
Diary.
Uh-oh. She's excited about the diary. Good to know. Yeah, St. George was significant in the first Gabriel Knight game. It's who Gabriel's bookstore is named after. The Fighting the Dragon bit appeared prominently in his induction into the Schottenjägers.
Richard Wagner. Richard Wagner.
Look at those great chairs, though. Those are very good chairs. Are they linked together? No. We have some in my school that were probably purchased around the same time these were, somewhere in the 70s. They're like linked together in a little row like you'd find in a waiting room. Those are very good chairs. I know we talked a lot about that nice closet, but I think we should all pause and observe what stylish mid-century chairs those are. Okay, have I clicked everything in this area?
Ludwig is prince.
Okay. To chair. Absolutely.
I have no idea what that says. Looks old, though. I have no idea what...
Get unique footage of her walking over to this painting.
Oh my god. That's the sleigh for my dream. Maybe Mrs. Smith will know what my dream meant. I have to ask someone. This thing is getting too weird. Maybe Mrs. Ludwig embarking on his sleigh.
Hey, that's Christmas content. Ho, ho, ho. Merrily Ludwig. Don't worry, you always forget something. Great.
The midnight sleigh rides. Ludwig went on long sleigh rides in the middle of the night, particularly in his later years. It is said that he suffered from insomnia, headaches, and toothaches, and the rides soothed his restlessness. The sight of the king's grand sleigh speeding through the countryside of the Alps often startled the peasants and became a superstitious omen of ill fortune. I can see why. But what was he doing out there at night?
Insomnia, headaches, and toothaches sound like the worst combo imaginable. This does feel like an Encarta game come to life. That's a really good point, Ben. I have not played Mobius.
Ludwig's death mask. Wow.
Wow. What a death mask. Okay, are these new? Yes.
June 7th, 1886. A group of men arrive at Neuschwanstein Castle demanding to take the king in custody. With them is Dr. Guden, the doctor who had been in charge of Otto, the king's mentally ill brother. The men have an order for the king's arrest on the grounds of insanity. They are refused admittance by a brave group of farmers and local soldiers who have come to Ludwig's aid. They are forced to retreat to nearby Hohenschwangau. This is the first Ludwig hears of the conspiracy.
Ludwig composes a pamphlet explaining the subversive acts of the conspirators and eloquently pleading with his people for aid. The pamphlet is smuggled out of Neuschwanstein and printed, but the pamphlets are seized before they can be distributed.
Interesting. Yeah, honestly, I've learned more about Bavarian history from this game. Oh, thank you so much, Ator the Adventurous Gator, for the follow. I appreciate it. No, literally most of what I know about German history at this point is coming from this game. So.
June 12th, 1886. Ludwig knows the conspirators will return. He despairs. He asks his servant for the keys to the tower. The servant, fearing the king intends suicide, says the key is lost. Unbeknownst to Ludwig, the conspirators arrive at the castle. This time, there is no one to stop them. Ludwig is lured from his bedroom to the entry hall of Neuschwanstein on pretense. There, he is taken into custody. Ludwig is taken by carriage from Neuschwanstein to Berg, where his brother Otto had long been imprisoned. This is a great blow to the king's state of mind. While on the way, the group stops at Seeshaupt to change horses. Ludwig asks to see the postmistress, Frau Vogel. She brings him a glass of water and he says something to her. She never reveals these last words to anyone.
Interesting.
June 13th, 1886. At Berg, Ludwig seems cooperative and coherent. Dr. Guden writes to the government that he has Ludwig well under control. The two men go out for a walk, and Dr. Guden is so confident he dismisses the guards.
When Ludwig and the doctor do not return after several hours, a search is undertaken. The bodies of the two men are found in the lake, drowned. Circumstances unknown.
That's a twist.
June 18th, 1886. Ludwig's funeral procession marches through the streets of Munich, followed by enormous crowds of mourners. The service is held at a packed St. Michael's church. Lightning strikes the church during the service, but no one is harmed.
Ludwig's body is entombed in the Wittelsbach crypt at St. Michael's. His heart is placed in an urn in the pilgrimage chapel at Altading in the Wittelsbach tradition. The urn is shown to the right. His heart is in an urn. How bizarre.
Oh, Nathan, there was a chapter where you were supposed to play as Ludwig at some point in the design? Okay, team. Do we think we saw everything? Oh, no, we didn't.
December 14th, 1881, Linderhof. Order another work by Jennings on the occult. Write urgently to Klug saying that I insist that the stoppages by the bank cease. I want it, and therefore it must be done. Write very urgently. He must succeed at once, and then must report to me urgently. If I give orders to clear my room, doing so must not be postponed as it happened. Pencils must be pointed without special orders. The day after tomorrow, 1,000 marks. How is Louis now? I want to know whether he looks unhappy. How often have I said that the coffee must not come up boiling hot, so that it can only be drunk after standing an hour? If any more correspondence come from Louis, they are to be burnt immediately, but I am to be informed of their arrival.
All right, seems like he was in a good space when he wrote that.
These are actual notes from Ludwig to his servants. They go far in showing the king's state of mind. They were smuggled out and used as evidence in compiling the order for Ludwig's arrest.
December 18th, 1881, Linderhof. every day get up earlier for certain. See to that very particularly. Write it down. Remember that when the great friend arrives at Neuschwanstein, we retire to the hall. We are not to be disturbed. I will not tolerate interference or insubordination.
Oh, Paul, not Pat, Tim Hortons. We used to have a Tim Hortons here in the small West Virginia town where I live, and it shut down about 2 years ago and now is a bank, which is the most depressing thing you can replace a Tim Hortons with. Okay, maybe we've looked at everything. Does Grace say, like, wow, I guess I've looked at everything when she reaches that point, or is it just up to us to know? Dear Gabriel, I spent an interesting day in the museum. Hope that helps. Signed, Grace. Yeah, the problem that I have, I don't want to get too deep into the Tim Horton weeds here, but the only other donut option we have in my area is Dunkin' Donuts, and compared to Tim Hortons, those are garbage donuts. I'm sorry. I know people have strong feelings about donuts, but yeah, no, Dunkin'. Oops, just go back to... All right, well done. This is my move in this game, going back to my home without realizing it. Oh man, we're getting some hot takes on Tim Hortons. Let's go to this castle. Castle time, baby. You just click and you're in. Oh, there's a tour tape. Really?
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga. The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga. The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
The closed door leads to the tower, which is not part of the tour. The king was making his way to this very door when he was arrested in 1886.
So basically just...
I wonder if Ludwig really meant to throw himself from the tower the night he was arrested.
So basically just click on everything and then do the tour tape? Click the tape and listen, then click the paint itself. Okay.
The paintings in this room are...
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga. These scenes are from the Siegfried...
The painting...
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga. These scenes are from the Siegfried saga.
Does anyone know where these scenes are from?
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga.
Ah, the Siegfried saga. Nice saga.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
You are now standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, the tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 woodcarvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
Tristan and Isolde, eh?
Did they have running water in 1886? Did they have running water in 1886? Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep. Maybe Ludwig thought...
The richly carved bed, with its canopy, resembles a Gothic building in its turrets. The bed's draperies were handmade by dozens of Bavarian seamstresses.
Did they have...
The washstand actually worked by bringing in water from a stream above the castle.
Okay, are those the only clickable things here?
Ludwig sure had a thing for swans.
The richly carved bed, with its canopy...
Ludwig sure had a thing...
The washstand actually worked by bringing in water from a stream above the castle.
Ludwig sure had a thing for swans. Ludwig sure had a thing for swans.
You have loved Loom. Just ask Ludwig about Loom. Hey, Cerebral Arcade. Are those ducks? Are they swans? Or are they geese? I can't tell. I'm going to say it's good enough. Oops.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
I crap foul. I agree with you, Rouge.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
Really beautiful art in the game here.
I don't think the
Okay, maybe we've done all of this room. Wow.
These linens look seriously expensive and seriously old. These linens look seriously expensive and seriously old.
Missed the... small room before. Is there one back here? Next to the guard. Ah, okay. Here we go.
It's a beautiful crucifix, ivory and gold. It's a beautiful crucifix, ivory and gold.
This is Ludwig's private chapel. The king was a devout Catholic, as were all of the Wittelsbacher rulers. They supported the Roman Church even when other European countries were dominated by Protestantism.
Some 30 years war fallout there.
The Black Madonna of Altading. I wonder what her story is all about. The Black Madonna.
Okay, no tour tape to work with.
The stained glass window depicts St. Louis receiving the last sacraments. The paintings above the altar depict St. Louis surrounded by the seraphim. An interesting side note. For a period of about a year, the Louis images in all three castles were ordered to be covered up with black cloth on the unfathomable whim of the king.
I have to admit, if this were like an is Jess paying attention sort of scenario where you asked me to summarize the life and times of Ludwig, I feel like that would not go well.
The paintings above the altar depict St. Louis surrounded by the seraphim.
A king saint? I wonder if Ludwig pictured himself that way. Or maybe he just wanted to be that way. A king saint.
That's right. Can I redeem his grace and paying attention in my channel instead of yours? So there's another angle you said earlier, Paul, in this room or the first room? Oh, there is. Goodness. Oh, no, not reverse angle. No.
In the corner is a brown tiled stove with clay figures of Tristan and Isolde.
Wow, I don't think I would have ever found this reverse angle. That is cruel. Oh, it takes me back to the other angle. Oh, that's it? Just that one statue is all that exists in this other direction? Wow. What have you tagged for as AFK? We have an important job. It was, is Grayson paying attention? Ben just, just redeemed it.
The miracle of the Grail.
Cowabunga. Cowabunga indeed. Cowabunga us, each and every one.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy.
Same.
An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
Yeah, Matt, you're here just in time for the Endless Museum scene. And thank you so much for following. I appreciate the support. And thank you, Vault Vanderhuge, for slapping the always amazing Werner sticker on. And now this 9-foot-tall woman has come to watch us explore the museum.
These linens look seriously expensive.
The miracle of
Werewolf? Werewolf. She's gonna leave before we can exit? That was strange. We're take. Oops.
the swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
Museum Lupus Lupus.
More swans.
Oh, I love Quest for Glory too, Matawi. I'm going to stream before long after this is over. After we wrap up Gabriel Knight 2, I'm going to come back for Quest for Glory 1 VGA. More swans.
More swans. More swans. More swans. More swans.
What do you say when you run out of your favorite food delivery truck?
More swans.
Where's the black swan? Great question. Okay, where the heck am I now?
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes.
Wow.
As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Oh! The giant guard again. Need to click here. Wow, we're somewhere else again, huh?
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to, were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
Camille, I think you're right. I think King Ludwig may have invented LARPing. That checks out. While you were studying the occult, I was studying the blade. I thought you were exaggerating when you said I would be going through museums and clicking on a whole bunch of stuff. And I have to say, God bless every one of you who has stuck around through a stream that's mostly just been us being read to about King Ludwig. You really are the best viewers in the world, and I thank you so much for the support and patience. We'll get back into silly werewolf stuff soon, I swear.
I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died. I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died. I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
I know, this is pulse-pounding action, right? Every moment a thrill. Jump scares, the whole bit.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga and the Wartburg Castle.
I really do appreciate all the support, everyone. It's been a real thrill starting out streaming for me this year. I've only been at this for, gosh, I guess 6 or 7 months now, and something I never imagined myself doing, and certainly never imagined having anybody watch. And in a year where opportunities to spend time with people have been way more limited than I'd like, it really has been a pleasure. Getting to know some of you for the first time, and others getting to know in a new context. I knew you from Twitter or some online community in the past or something like that, but it really has been a pleasure. I appreciate all the support, and it's just been, I don't want to get sappy, but it's made a bad year a little bit better having y'all to share games with, so thank you. Thank you very much.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga and the Wartburg Castle.
Oh, thank you, everyone. No, I really do appreciate it. It's been special. I didn't expect to enjoy streaming, and here we are. I spent all day long just excited about streaming Gabriel Knight 2, which is hard to imagine before.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga and the Wartburg Castle.
Okay. The guard left. Can you open the cabinet?
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
Wow, look at this, though.
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king. king.
So this is all part of the Parsifal saga, later adapted as Ready Player One, of course. But this is a gorgeous scene, right? And Nathan, it makes my day to hear you planned your Christmas cooking around the stream. That's awesome. Again, I appreciate anyone who comes out to watch, much less planning part of their daily activities around it.
The hunters track down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
Yeah, Ben, I know what you mean. Absolutely. I'm just like a ball of stress at parties. I am introverted. They drain me mentally, physically, emotionally, everything else. Yeah, even I would just kill for a normal party right now. Sounds amazing. Like, I would love to be bored at a party, a Christmas party. Wouldn't that be lovely? Did Ready Player One having adventure game stuff? I'm trying to remember if there was adventure game stuff in there. I read it when it came out. I know that it had the whole Dungeons of, is it Dagorath or Dagorath? I've never thought about it. I've never had to say it out loud. But that was prominent, but that's an RPG. It's one I played when I was pretty young. But yeah, I don't remember if there was any good adventure game stuff in there.
Engelhard courts Hildegunde.
Okay. Ooh.
Engelhard and the blacksmith.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings, but what story?
Adventure games are for girls. That would be very much the attitude of Ready Player One, I'm sure, right?
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings, but what story?
Dude liked wolves. Can't confirm, I'm very gross. Okay. What can I look at now? Have I looked at everything in this room? Oh, wow. Hey, here's a chance to become famous. Thank you very much, Barbecue No 1269, for that attractive offer. Everyone, please follow from Nyakru 1269. I'm sure it's a fabulous stream. But bigfollows.com, that's what they actually call me. That's my nickname. Like among my friends, they call me Big Follows because of how great I am at attracting followers. So thank you from the bottom of my heart too for Big 1269. It's a real pleasure to have you here too. Oh wow, more stuff.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singers' Hall.
Yes, that's definitely a dangerous link. Don't click that. That bot is danger. Please don't.
Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps.
Doesn't she say that same line if you look out of the window at Schloss Lothar?
Nice view of the Alps.
The death of Engelhard. The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron.
Great. Grayson, this is for you.
Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps.
Has anyone ever seen a better view of the Alps than that?
Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps.
Okay.
Hildegunde's imprisonment.
They wrote a whole ass German opera from scratch for this game, so I'm not surprised they created new 19th century style paintings to the castle. Let it be the sub-writer, the guy assigned to write all the very boring descriptions. Part of me thinks that Jane Jensen was all over that.
The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron. This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle
I thought she was done.
scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king.
I too am known for my enigmatic wolf paintings, so I can relate to Ludwig. Enigmatic wolf paint. Sometimes I go down to Sherwin-Williams and they ask me what color I want. I'm just like, I'd like some enigmatic wolf paint. And they're like, yeah, we'll just give you primer. I'm done here. Hooray! Okay, can I back my way out of this museum? We did it! Whew. Okay, Wagner Museum. Where is that? Oh no! Blinking destinations have things to complete and everything's blinking. No! No, no, no. Back to the house, call the history guy. Interesting. They're all blinking. Oh, it's Gerda.
Hi, did you have a good time?
Uh-huh. Anything new?
Yes, you had a phone call.
Really?
A man named Professor Barkley. He said you had his number.
I do. Thanks.
We have a history emergency. Nice closet.
Nice view of the Alps.
Yes, definitely the same line reading. Oh wow. Paul, I'm holding you to that I hit every hot spot. The game is just playing with me. You can really see the Alps from anywhere in Germany. It's kind of like when you're in Paris, the Eiffel Tower is always visible. Same
Who should
principle.
I call?
Is there a bad view of the Alps? Nice views, nice closet. This game has everything. It really does, doesn't it? Oh, look at this historian being a historian.
Hello?
Hi, Professor Barkley. It's Grace.
Oh, good. I have a name for you. It's Herr Josef Dahlmeier, and he specializes in Bavarian history, and I think he's somewhere near you are.
Herr Josef Dahlmeier. Great, got a number?
Yeah, I do. It's 4982-555-2234.
Thanks a lot. Sorry about the bother.
That's no bother. When are you coming back to school, Gracie?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Well, be good.
You can dunk on that guy's outfit all you want, but that may be some of the most accurate college professor costuming I've seen in a work of media. Like, here in the year 2020, about half of my male colleagues still wear basically that outfit to any sort of university function. So, great phone acting as always. You're absolutely right, Sarah. But no, that costume, spot on. Like, honestly, if I'm, I probably have basically that outfit hanging somewhere in my closet in case there's like a dinner with a dean or something like that. That was probably cutting edge college wear in 1995. Oh, I am not a suit and tie professor by any means. That's a great question, Ben. I have aspired to be. Like every year I start out trying to reimagine what my wardrobe is going to be as a professor. Like sometimes I am sweater vest professor for about 2 weeks. Or other times I'm sweater vest and a tie professor. Or sometimes I'm jeans and a blazer professor. But eventually I tend to settle into like Oxford shirt, untucked, and jeans professor who clearly just doesn't care about that anymore. It settles in pretty quickly. I used to have like a whole Professor Drag Fluffy Kitten is a great term. I used to have like a whole costume of like what a professor would look like, but as I've grown older, I've given up on impressing anyone. If that was ever going to happen, it would have happened already. Black turtleneck and patched elbow tweet. Maybe Jess dresses up stream. Jeans blazer. Jeans blazer is my favorite X-Men character. You know, evening dress and feather boa professor is actually a great point. I was thinking recently about streaming Dagger of Amun-Ra, Lorabo 2 at some point in the relatively near future. And a few years ago for a campus symposium on Cleopatra, I did absolutely dress in drag as Cleopatra and perform the song I Want to Marry an Archaeologist from Lorabo 2, Dagger of Amun-Ra. And maybe when I stream that, I'll set up a sub goal or something that with enough pledges, I'll post a photo of myself in drag as Cleopatra from that performance. So yes, if that's something that you ever wanted to see, that could be your opportunity. If that's something that frightens you to see, you should definitely not tune in when I stream Dagger of Amun-Ra. So yeah, if you're wondering what kind of dork I am, I actually performed a song from Dagger of Amun-Ra in drag. Oh, so I'm that professor. If you're wondering what I dress up in, that's it. It's a silly song. It's wonderful. I love it. I was not I'll just say I wasn't like Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. I did not, I was beautiful, but I wasn't that beautiful, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's good. I'm glad that I'm already racking up support for that terrible, terrible idea. Okay, so I totally lost track of even what I'm doing. So let's see what to do now. We called our friend. Do we need to phone him, I guess? Yes. How was your eye makeup?
Hi, Greta. I'm back.
Good.
I love that they're friends now. My eye makeup, if you're curious, was super on point. My good friend Jenna put me in drag and did a pretty good job of it, considering what she had to work with. Have I played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? Just barely. My college roommate really loved it, and I played a bit, but never got anywhere in it.
Hello, sind Sie Herr Josef Dahlmeier?
Yeah, you must be Grace Nakamura, the American history student.
Yes.
I hear you're interested in Ludwig II.
Very.
Good. There's something I want to show you. Drive to Berg on Starnberger See. Meet me at the Memorial Chapel.
All right, thank you.
Oh, wait, was there anything you wanted me to look into before we meet?
Well, I was hoping you knew something about someone called the Black Wolf. He was a contemporary of Ludwig's. He lived in Prussia, I think, and he was well connected.
Never heard of him, but I'll check. See you there.
Thanks. Bye.
Was that cute museum guy that I've been hearing so much about? If so, he kind of gave me Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall vibes in that brief scene. But I'm willing to be open-minded. Nice closet.
Nice view of the Alps. Nice view of the Alps.
Okay, that's not cute museum guy. Good. You'll know when you see him. Thank you. That's amazing. That's what I wanted to hear. I need to watch more Kids in the Hall. I watched bits and pieces of it on Comedy Central back probably in the 90s or something, and would love to go back and see a little bit more. Turkeys. Hey, there's the bot reminding everyone again that you can interact with the stream by slapping on a fun sticker. Disrupt everything that's going on. It's always a pleasure when Werner joins us. Alright, this looks like a new location. These are the Daves I know. So that strange walk animation. She's really moving along, not to be moving any faster.
It's a memorial chapel. 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 It's a memorial
Is this not the correct place? Should I not be here yet? Wow, look at her walk. I love it. That's true. I'm starting to wonder if Paul has made up this whole Canadian backstory. Was that not where I need to be? Did I miss something? Go southwest, okay, or west-south. Go west-south, young man. Ah, here we go. Thank you. It's a memorial bench.
This is where he died. You must be Grace. Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Joseph.
I'm here to be creepy.
To startle you. I wanted you to see it. I feel him here the most, you know, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
Allow me to say, nice hair. Yet again.
Professor Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes.
Your hobby is Ludwig.
He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian and a history buff, well, that's enough to hook me right there.
But there's more, right?
He was a romantic, you know. A dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned.
Sounds like you can relate.
Me? Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not every eye in the country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives, and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals, and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel, pick his brain?
No, and I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise. Tell me about Ludwig.
I don't know where to start. There's so much. Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated better terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated by Bismarck. At least that's what I think, anyway.
Ah, Bismarck. Midnight sleigh rides. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Have you read anything about Ludwig's
Hey, Fluffy
midnight
Kitten, welcome
sleigh
back.
rides?
Would that have been something? To be out at night and suddenly see him sweep by with his entourage? They say the night agitated Ludwig, and that being outdoors and the rushing feeling of the sleigh calmed him down. Sometimes even the sleigh wasn't enough. He would stop in some remote woods, order his servants to stay put, and go wandering off by himself for hours. It drove the servants crazy.
What about Ludwig personally?
You'll find two perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view. Ludwig was plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient, isn't it? That he was a devout Catholic, there is no question, and I'm sure there were pressures on him to be normal. But he was no prude. He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment.
Take care, Chimera. Glad you could drop by.
As purely as he himself loved.
Well, if it wasn't sexual guilt that tormented him, what was it?
I don't know. His diary was filled with self-guilt, but I'm sure it's not about that. If I knew, I'd write my own book, set the record straight, so to speak.
Tell me about Bismarck.
Oh, Bismarck. He was the Prussian Kaiser's chancellor. Not a nice man. Bismarck had a reputation for learning people's weaknesses and manipulating them. It's a matter of record that he had spies on Ludwig's staff. He may even have had a henchman even closer to the king. And he was involved in the conspiracy to declare Ludwig insane.
Ah, realpolitik.
Did you find out anything about the Black Wolf?
I did. I'd read about him before, but I hadn't realized that was who you were talking about. His name was Godin, Paul Godin. I found a reference to his being called the Black Wolf after you telephoned.
I've never heard of him. Who was he?
Godin lived on the fringes of the Prussian court. He was handsome, charming, dangerous, or so they say. He was variously rumored to have been a foreign prince, a Prussian spy, even an assassin. Since you were interested in him, I found out some things that are probably true. It said he came from abroad in the mid-1800s, but claimed High German blood.
Do you know where he came from?
No. And he was ruthlessly ambitious. He probably found out who held the power, Bismarck, and offered his services. Bismarck was a good judge of talent of that sort, anyway.
What else do you know about Godin?
Oh, hey, Bogus Meat Factory.
He must
Welcome.
have done something remarkable.
Thank you for the raid.
Bismarck was not a generous man.
I got caught up in the game for a moment.
Promises, but
Great to see you.
Through. He did for Godin, though. He gave him a royal title and lands in 1863. And that was the last reference I found to him.
Well, how could he just disappear?
It's not that unusual. Back then, when you were given a title, you usually changed your name and moved to a place where no one knew your past, so you could act with impunity. Or be a pompous ass and get away with it.
Welcome, Raiders. Good to see everyone. We're playing Gabriel Knight 2, a fun full-motion adventure from 1995. I'm guessing you're coming over from Bogus Meat Factory's channel. Some of you might be aware of it already, but glad to have you here. It's going great. It's been a fun stream. We are in one of the tougher parts of the game where there's a lot of reading stuff in museums and lots of placards and things like that. But we've been soldiering through. We are making headway.
Is there any way to find out what Godin was called after he got his title?
Is it that critical?
It might be.
Well, you could send away for a copy of the entitlement deed, assuming it has been destroyed during one of the wars. Godin's new name would be on it. But you would need a research permit from the government to access those records, and they can be very hard to get. A lot of red tape.
Great.
We learned a lot about Bavarian history, absolutely. So far, there haven't been as many werewolves as I would have hoped, though, this chapter. I feel like the werewolves are where the fun is.
What do you know about Ludwig's hunting accident?
A couple of years ago, I was introduced to this great old man, a real old world farmer.
A great old man.
His grandfather was Richard Horning, Ludwig's equestrian. Oh, he told some great Ludwig stories. Sometimes I get lucky. Anyway, he said that after the hunting accident, Ludwig got terribly ill, that he had a fever and was acting crazy. They were afraid that the wolf had been carrying a disease or that the bite had gone septic.
A wolf bit him?
Yeah, it's not so unusual. There were a lot of wolves in the Alps back then. The servants were really worried, but Ludwig recovered, physically anyway. Horning's grandfather said it was the fever that broke Ludwig's mind, that he was worse than ever after that.
What do you mean Ludwig got worse after the accident?
Ludwig always had been a very private person.
Weird audio quality shift.
After the accident, he got darker, more crazy. Towards the end, he was even forcing his servants to enter his chambers bent over so they couldn't see his face. Horning's grandfather said his temper was fearsome. He would fly into a rage at the least mistake.
Must have been terrified of him.
Yes, well. Horning's grandfather felt sorry for Ludwig, and Ludwig hated his own violence. He was always giving gifts to his servants to apologize.
All right, servants' fears.
You mentioned that there were other reasons why Ludwig's servants feared him.
That's another of Horning's mysteries. There's a story about Neuschwanstein. Apparently, there was a period of time of 2 or 3 months when Wagner would come and visit him.
Wagner?
There. Yeah. The two would lock themselves in the singer's hall. Horning's grandfather said the sounds that came from there were awful. Well, the servants had superstitious minds anyway. Some of them quit over it, just walked away.
What kind of sound?
Horning's grandfather called them heartbreaking and ungodly. Maybe it was Wagner trying to sing.
Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for your help.
It's my pleasure. And if you ever want to talk again, just give me a call. I'll meet you down.
I will. Thanks.
Servus.
Well, bye.
Okay, weird audio.
This is where they found Ludwig's body.
I love that they have superimposed some text over this photo.
This is where they found Ludwig's body.
I enjoy the grace moments too. I like the backstory, Bogus. I will say, again, kudos to the viewers who have stuck around through this, because it's maybe not the most dynamic thing in the world to stream, but it's pretty fascinating. Oh, it just it had Ludwig's name on it, Rouge. Yeah, it was just Ludwig and his name and title there. So, okay. Where to now? Back to Schloss Ritter, maybe? Feel like that's maybe our next option?
Hi, Gerda. I'm back. Good.
Oh, I should have clicked next to the water. Oh, no. No. Okay, let's see if we can do this quickly. Skip, skip, skip. Click next to the water. Hi, Gerda. Bye, Gerda. Oh, we can do it later? Well, I like storming off in a huff away from Gerda to come do this sort of stuff. Oh, look at that.
I wonder what it felt like under there.
I wonder what it felt like under there. I'm going to say not great.
I wonder what it felt like under there.
Is that all I need to do for this scene?
I wonder what it felt like under there.
Grace has never been in water before.
I wonder what it felt like under there.
Caw. Okay. Nice water. What does water feel like? Nice view of the water. Okay, let's go, Grace. Yes, poor Grace. Never been submerged in water. Or she means specifically drowning. I'm going to say not so great. You never hear anyone talking about how great drowning is.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back.
Oh.
Good.
Is there anything Gerda has going on at the moment?
Gerda?
Yes?
Have you heard from Gabriel at all?
No, Grace, I'm sorry.
Never mind. Gerda, do you have any idea where I could get a government research permit? I don't have time for a lot of red tape.
Who
You should
does?
ask Herr Übergrau. He can maybe get such things very fast.
You think? I was gonna write Gabriel today anyway.
I think Gerda and Grace are on the same page now, so I guess go write Gabriel, right?
I should get a letter off to Gabriel. I need to include a note to Übergrau about the research permit.
All right, letter to Gabriel time. Letter addressed. So I get the feeling we're maybe drawing close to the end of this chapter. Is that at all the case? When I took typing class in high school, we still used typewriters. Those were the days. Oh, Wagner Museum. Oh yeah, I would agree, Bogus. I think Phantasmagoria maybe has a few moments here and there, but this is much closer to a compelling story, certainly. Back to the Ludwig Museum, talk to the lady again. Yeah, give the letter to the post office too. I guess those will all be things I need to do before the day will end. Okay.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Ludwigs Tagebuch im Museum?
Ja.
Wo kann ich Ludwigs Tagebuch hier anschauen?
Die Tagebücher sind ganz persönlich. Die sind in den königlichen Archiven. Niemand darf die lesen. Aber nein, niemand darf die lesen.
Danke.
Danke. We'll storm off and immediately speak to her again. Very Grace.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
It's in the Royal Archives, nobody can read it.
Im Museum ist einen Brief von Ludwig über eine neue Wagner-Oper.
Ja, ich kenne diesen Brief.
Wo kann ich mehr von dieser Wagner-Oper sehen?
Ja, ich weiß nichts über Wagner. Das hier ist kein Wagner Museum.
Ja, ich weiß.
In Bayreuth befindet sich ein Wagner Museum. Versuchen Sie es halt doch, ne?
Bayreuth. Danke.
I know nothing about Wagner. This isn't the Wagner Museum. So now we know about the existence of a Wagner Museum, I take it? Ah, there's a Wagner Museum. Maybe I will go to mail that letter and then we'll head over to meet cute museum guy that I've heard so much about. I've been excited to meet this guy. There's been a lot of hype on him on the channel so far, so we'll see if he lives up to it. All right. Post office. All right.
Kann ich diesen Brief versenden?
Ja, 3-mal bitte.
Great. Letter mailed.
Nein, danke.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Was that supposed to pay? Did I mess up how post offices work? Okay, I can do this. I know it.
Kann ich
Perfect. Nailed it. I feel like I haven't been to a post office in like 8 years.
Brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Okay.
Danke.
Now, onto the Wagner Museum. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me tonight. This is a great crowd. Really happy to see here on Christmas Eve, although I guess the clock in my time zone is now ticked over to Christmas Eve early morning. Glad to see so many people here could make it out to enjoy such a fun game. Maybe the slowest chapter of a very fun game, but a fun game nonetheless.
Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Ist das die Wagner Museum?
Ja, you're an American, aren't you? I'm afraid the house is closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Crap.
Crap.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Sure. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but a few rooms are open. I shouldn't let you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Oh, the flirting.
Come in and look over.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Emmerding. It's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
All right, we're going to have a good time. Probably a good point to save, too. I don't remember the last time I did, so... Feels like it's been a while. Here we are at the Wagner Museum. Okay, clicking on things.
Franz Liszt, composer and Cosima Wagner's father.
Rouge.
Richard Wagner. Wagner's piano. On this piano, the maestro composed his later operas, including The Ring.
Ah, that's probably the only Wagner opera I know, so I'm glad it got referenced. Okay. Opera is not my strong suit by any stretch of the imagination. I'm glad it's exciting, Bogus Meat Factory. I feel like they're more dynamic bits of the game than what we've seen so far here, but...
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
They always like to have a caretaker here. It's a good job for me. I can soak in the atmosphere of the maestro while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
I am only
intense,
a
Grace.
student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes. I get a week's pass to the Opernfestspiele, the opera festival in Munich. It starts in a few months.
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Come with me if you like. If you're still around, I can go backstage and all sorts of things.
There you go.
I love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
All right, date is made. This is going well.
Tell me about Wagner.
He was a character. He spent most of his life trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes. You see, he believed that someone of his genius deserved to live well. Can't argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure, but Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the music. Best thing Ludwig ever did.
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882 telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises.
This guy's great.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but it does make you wonder.
You have no idea what it could have referred to? Maybe something that Wagner was working on with Ludwig?
If there was, there's no trace of it. Except perhaps in the dreams of unemployed music students.
His smile is like a big ol' hug. I couldn't agree more.
Have you ever heard about the wolf panels in the Singers' Hall at Neuschwanstein?
Did my brother send you here?
Haha!
No?
Probably not. It's only the letter to the conductor, the wolf panels. Oh, my brother thinks I am crazy because of all my theories.
What theories?
This is Quatsch. If there was a lost opera, a lost Wagner opera, and if one could find it, to a conductor, this would be like finding King Tut's tomb. But people have looked for it before. If it ever existed, it is gone forever. My brother says I waste my time even thinking about it.
He may be the nicest video game character ever. This is just beautiful.
I'm curious.
That was an impressive ear, by the way,
Is there any
Nathan.
other information
Well done.
that points to the lost opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see, my brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't have been private. Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in Munich.
Yes, but that it would get so far without Wagner telling others? Why keep it a secret?
Maybe there was a very good reason for secrecy.
For example?
Like... Never mind.
Okay, so we've talked to him thoroughly.
Wagner souvenirs. Don't think I need any of those.
What's that book in the case?
Cosima Wagner's journal. It's locked up for preservation.
Huh.
Okay.
Wagner souvenirs.
Werewolf. I'd love to see Werner make his cameo, as he is wont to do.
This must be a model of Wagner's own theater here in Bayreuth. This must be a model of
Wagner Funko Pops. You know that there probably is a Wagner Funko Pop at this point.
Opera costumes. Opera costumes. Opera costumes. These look like production designs. I don't see anything that looks like those wolf paintings in Neuschwanstein, though.
Thanks for lurking, Rush Pirate. Hope you're having a good evening.
These look like I don't see. These look like production designs. I don't see anything.
Oops, was there anything else there I could look at? Doesn't appear to be.
The great patron himself.
It does sound a lot like opera costumes, doesn't it? I thought that was an odd pronunciation as well.
Ludwig as the classical Greek hero.
Examine all the things in the museum. Ooh, another death mask, huh?
Ludwig's death mask. July 1882. Great and beloved king, Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own, Wagner.
Oh, that's fascinating, Fluffy Kitten. I didn't realize, I understand why, but didn't realize that there was a ban on Wagner in Israel. That's fascinating.
June 10th, 1881, Munich residence. Great friend. I am writing to you in the middle of the night. My blood is pounding too wildly for sleep. Tonight's performance, how can I describe it? I am unsure whether to be terrified or thrilled. Perhaps I even feel hopeful. If it is hope, you have given it to me, my friend, for the first time in years. We must speak. Something happened during the music tonight, but I must have your absolute confidence. As you love me, come at once. Your devoted king, Ludwig. A portrait given as a gift from Ludwig to Wagner.
Another exit. Oh wow, there
An
was.
old sofa. The death of Wagner. On Ash Wednesday, 1883, Wagner suffered a heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to Saint Michel. His wife and the gondolier carried him into a church where he regained consciousness. Wagner died 4 days later on this sofa.
A heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to Saint Michel is a pretty dramatic way to go.
Wagner died on that sofa.
Wagner died on that sofa. It's his death sofa.
Wagner's desk, exactly as it was on the day he died. It's a letter from a Monsieur Beaujolais, dated September 1881. Looks like he's discussing acoustics and sound waves, and crystals. Wasn't Wagner's Bayreuth Theater already built? Why would Wagner be worrying about acoustics? It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München. Every square inch is measured. It looks like every square... It's a letter... Wasn't Wagner's...
Okay.
Wagner's death mask.
Ooh, his death hand as well. Didn't know those were a thing. Have I completely explored? Does this really go in a circle? Uh-oh. Not sure if I'm supposed to leave yet. That's it, maybe? Okay. So I wonder what I need to do now. Back to the village and back to the church, eh? The music is nice and museum-y, right?
Those look better. Jürgen Ritter.
Ah, flower next to the church. Okay, let's pop back outside. Flower next to the church. On the grass next to it. Ah! Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
I wonder what kind of flowers these are. I wonder what kind of...
They haven't bloomed yet, eh?
I wonder what kind of... I wonder what kind of flowers these are. I wonder what kind of flowers these are. I wonder what...
Oh, there's something else we need to do first. Maybe a conversation with our American friends will make the lilies bloom for us. Ah. They're not here, eh? We'll see what Werner's up to.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Are the Smiths in their room?
Yeah, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Ja, natürlich.
Oh, there we go. Grace is waiting. That's so good.
Now you just tell Merle what's going on.
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods by wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside. He pulled me up, and I thought I was safe. But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess in Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud. But the warning I got was about the black wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact, but I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
All right. Now I bet the lily will bloom and we can go throw it in the water.
Go. Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Oh, her husband is another one of my favorite characters in this game. Cut away to a non-responsive reaction. Yeah, I love all the full motion video weirdness. Oh no, I need to click again on some stuff in the Wagner Museum. Let's just make sure that this didn't magically bloom while we were gone.
What kind of flower?
No. The lily hasn't bloomed, so maybe it's the Wagner Museum, you say. Wagner, you say. This episode is a little frustrating in terms of getting it to move forward. Wagner Museum. Talk to cute dude. Yeah, I mean, if that's what it takes, I'll definitely do it. Wagner, you doing?
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
No. Some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this. If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
I don't have anything to ask Georg about at the moment.
Is there more? Oops. More in the museum I didn't see. I think I clicked on everything in here.
Wagner died on that sofa.
I need more secret info. Ooh, I will take a full-on spoiler if anybody out there in the chat actually knows what I'm missing. Don't be shy about spoiling me. Click on the Ludwig letter again. You're missing a walkthrough. You're probably right. Let's see, where was the Ludwig letter? Alright, take care, Bogus Meat Factory. Thanks again for the raid. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you have a great night. It was a pleasure seeing you, pleasure chatting with you as always. Take care. I'm going to be calling it a night here before too long, too. It's past my bedtime. Where was the Ludwig letter that I need to take a look at? I am museum confused at this point. Was it back at the Ludwig Museum? Display cases. Not those. Not that one. In the third room. Here we go.
June 10th, 1881, Munich residence. Great friend, I am writing to you in the middle of the night. My blood is pounding too wildly for sleep. Tonight's performance, how can I describe it? I am unsure whether to be terrified or thrilled. Perhaps I even feel hopeful. If it is hope, you have given it to me, my friend, for the first time in years. We must speak. Something happened during the music tonight, but I must have your absolute confidence. As you love me, come at once. Your devotion. July 1882. Great and beloved King, Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times, and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own. A portrait given Ludwig's.
Okay, was that the display case I needed to mess around with? Pretty bad when we know what to do and we're stuck. Yeah, that doesn't suggest the best design. I'm still not sure if there was the place with the theater map. Yeah, where was that? Like I'm just walking in circles. Which I guess I actually am. Where was that dang theater map? The one with the... Wow. Talk to cute guy again, maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad theory. I can find my way to him, which right now I'm clearly just confused by everything about this museum.
I don't have anything to ask Georg about at the moment.
Okay, theater map is by the couch, eh?
It's a letter from a Monsieur Bourgeois. Wasn't Wagner's Bayreuth Theater already built? Why would Wagner be... It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München. Every square inch is measured. It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München. Every square inch is measured.
What do we think, gang? Where have we messed up? Or now that we've talked to the guy, should we try going back again and seeing if our lilies have bloomed? Or am I still missing something?
I don't have anything to...
We got another dialogue option out of him. Let's maybe go back and see if the lilies have bloomed. Maybe it was just a matter of, like, rounding out all of his remaining conversations.
I wonder what kind of flowers these are.
Huh.
I wonder what kind of flowers these are.
Wow. Maybe you need to go back to the Ludwig Museum? Wow, I'm at a loss. Open debug mode. Yeah, I don't know if that's an option here. Wow, I hope I'm not stuck. That would really be a bummer. Check the hint button. Do I have to get in the car to do that? I think I do. Maybe go talk to Gerda. Let's try talking to Gerda before we leave here.
Hi, Gerda.
I don't have anything to...
No, Gerda. Maybe back to the Ludwig Museum? I don't know. Did you call the guy with the diary? Did we call the guy with the diary? I don't think so. I think the only call we've had was with the...
I don't have anything to... One of Ludwig's few...
Rittersberg Flowers, was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I clicked on all this stuff.
Ludwig... In this... No... They certainly make an incredible looking couple. He looks so... Ludwig. There's gotta be...
Okay, now I'm just desperately clicking.
Ludwig and Wagner. Even after Wagner... Ludwig is offered a... Ludwig... 26 July, 1874. By the power of the lily, we shall have the strength to resist all temptations throughout the whole year.
Okay, there's something lily related, but...
26 July...
Oh, thank you, Fluffy Kitten. I appreciate it. I pulled up my universal hint system, but it has been delightfully unhelpful. We need a lily, yeah.
Ludwig's diary. Ludwig kept a diary from 18... The original...
Did you call Chap Hill? Yeah, when I've looked at the flowers, the priest has not shown up. Who did we need to call, Fluffy Kitten? The diary dude. We need to call him again, maybe? Is that the... Oh, there's a book with contact info. Okay. I'm willing to try anything. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Look at the Ludwig book. Okay, can I maybe use now the Ludwig book to call him? Okay, I think we might be onto something. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat, for helping me out of this mess. Yes, that's probably it. Well played. You're the real heroes. Another call from Grace. With rotary action.
Hallo, Bertel München.
Hi, I have a book of yours on Ludwig II. The author's name is Sir Richmond Chapel.
Yes, how can I help you?
Well, I'm doing some research on Ludwig, and I was hoping you could get me in contact with the author.
I'm afraid Sir Richmond Chapel is deceased.
Oh.
However, his son is living.
Oh. Well, is there any way you can put me in touch with him?
And who are you doing this research for?
Well, I'm working with Professor Barkley from Yale University.
All right. Thomas Chapel's number in England is 41 20 555 771.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
Perfect. Here we go. Yes, sounds like name dropping that Yale connection, is there? If I knew anyone at Yale, I would do the same.
Chapel residence?
Hi, my name is Grace Nakamura. I'm calling from Rittersburg, Germany. Is Thomas Chapel there, please?
Speaking. What may I do for you, Miss Nakamura?
This is gonna sound crazy, but I have a copy of your father's biography on Ludwig II. I understand he had access to Ludwig's diary.
Yes.
Well, oh God, I'm not even sure. He didn't make a copy of it or anything, did he? Or perhaps he took good notes?
He wrote down a complete translation in English. He said he couldn't make headway with the German version. Ludwig's handwriting was rather brogue, you know.
He wrote down an English translation. Do you still have it?
There are great turtlenecks all through this
my
game.
father was allowed to see the diary only on the grounds that he wouldn't publish the entire work. I can't let you see it. Have you tried contacting the National Archive?
No, I don't have the kinds of connections your father did, or the time.
That's unfortunate, but I really cannot let it out of my hands.
I understand. It was just a shot in the dark.
Very well. The best of luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapel.
Okay, let's go lily hunting. Maybe now we've triggered whatever needed to be triggered. You're not turtly enough for the Turtle Club. That's a deep cut. Okay, to the lilies. Oh, talk to Gerda first. Oh no! Just in case. Good point.
I don't have anything to...
Alright, nothing for Gerda. Good, 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 good. Okay. Whoever wrote the universal hint system hints for this game really let me down. Lilies! We did it! Thank you! Thank you, team! Adventure Squad. We'll start calling you guys the Adventure Squad. Just testing that out.
Gibt's das denn die Lilienblumen schon?
Sehr schön.
Ja, aber es ist doch noch so kalt. Für Sie ein Geschenk von der Madonna.
Oh, no.
Nehmen Sie sie ruhig.
We
Heute
did
Nacht
it.
wird es kalt und sie wird sowieso erfrieren.
Thank you.
Okay, let's peel out of here. Go throw this in the water. That's true, yeah. This one doesn't really lend itself to the UHS format necessarily. It's less question and answer driven than some games. Alright. Throw a lily in the water. This great walk animation again. Thank y'all for sticking around so long. I didn't mean for this stream to get going long, but I got determined. We will wrap up here before too much longer, though. I have to get up and be a human being tomorrow. Oh, maybe we just go down to the waterside scene instead. There we go. Lily in the water. Perfect. I don't want to be a werewolf tomorrow. I have Christmas Eve dinner coming.
I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do. But I need more information to work with. If you can send any my way, I'd appreciate it.
I'm filled with determination. And moxie. A lot of moxie. Oh, that's good. A little bit of chutzpah. A lot of grit. A lot of verve. A whole lot of verve. Some gumption. Definitely some gumption in there. And some gumbo. Oddly. Some gumbo and pluck. Stick-to-itiveness. Metal. Yes, all those things. Wait, was there something else I needed to do? Or do I go back to talk to cute museum guy? I can tell it's getting late because I said stick-to-itiveness and I immediately wasn't sure if that's...
I don't have anything to ask Georg about it.
If that's a word people say. Okay, what do I do now? Museum guy.
I don't have anything to ask Georg about at the moment.
My UHS system says there's a fax involved at some point. Go back home. Okay, get a fax, presumably. All right. Gerda, are there faxes for me?
You just had a phone call. It was Frau Gelder at the post office. She said a fax came in for you there.
Really? I wonder what it was.
Maybe it's from Gabriel.
Don't hold your breath.
We still have a fax machine in our office at my university. I think occasionally there are weird documents that, due to outdated laws, are legally binding or whatever if faxed versus if they're emailed still. So for some reason, I occasionally get to use a fax still.
Hallo, Frau Gelder. Haben Sie etwas für mich?
Ja, ein Fax. Ein sehr langes Fax. Das ist aber nicht vom Schattenjäger.
Ist okay. Dankeschön. Thomas Chapel. Oh.
All right. A friend of mine collects his fax spam. That is amazing.
June 1872. Louis has convinced me to think matters through more thoroughly before I act. A trip it shall be then, to Schahen. It shall not alter my purpose, I feel, nor shall his compelling. The treaty is the ruin of my beloved Bavaria, and must be taken to task. 3rd July, 1872. The pain gets so bad, I cannot hold a pen to write, but the horror is far worse than the pain. He says it was an accident, says that we can truly be one now, that it is a great adventure. I believe him 1 minute, and the next I can feel the flames of hell upon my heels. May God have mercy on my soul. 5th January 1874. By the power of Mary, Mother of God, I swear to refrain from the ultimate sin and to remain steadfast in my flesh. Sworn by the power of the lily, L&R.
All right.
30th August 1879. I will not falter, but will remain true. No matter the torment or longing, I will not yield. I will control the process. God grant me strength and will. By the grace and power of the monarchy and its allegiance. De Paul Leroy. 10th September 1880. It is all
not wolf out for
finished.
funsies.
Elizabeth warned me, and I discovered the truth at last. O most venomous viper at my very bosom. O lowest of the least worthy who ever breathed. My Judas, my devil. If I could tear my heart out and fling it after him in the dirt, I would. I would.
Oops. Missed one.
12th December 1880. He continues to come, the devil. I will never look upon his hideous face again. He is afraid I will tell, and I might. To destroy him, I might. When I think of the accident, now that things are clear, I wonder, was it truly an accident, or was it the plot to kill me? If so, why did he not complete it then, instead of putting me in this torment? Could he have hated me so? I wish to God he had simply ended it there.
His boyfriend was a wolf. And who the boyfriend might be.
10th June
I have a theory.
1881. Terror. Rapture. During W's music tonight, I felt a pulling.
A strange pulling sensation.
The horror nearly came upon me right there. Then the music turned, and it was gone. What can it mean? I must confide in the great friend. Perhaps he will know what has happened. 2nd August 1882. The experiments go better and better. W has proved as loyal and determined as ever I believed he would be in a matter of my salvation. He says he has the formula now. It remains only to put the finishing touches on the completed opera and to draw up the diagram for the crystals. Can it truly end? I scarce dare to hope. April 1883. The great friend is dead. How unjust that he should be taken from me now. Where is my chance at salvation? Why has God condemned me twice? 10th October 1885. There must be made clear funds for the crystals. Lies. Everyone lies. My own servants. What must I do? Must I sell one of my beloved castles? The crystals must be made. I grow daily less able to control my own will. How long will I be able to resist the ultimate sin? And the music is worthless without the device. Time is running out. The crystals must be made.
This is going in an interesting direction. Okay. Now we'll take it back. This is probably a good time to save, isn't it? We'll go grab our car. We'll take it back to the Wagner Museum. We'll talk to Cute Museum Guy. And maybe that will trigger the end of chapter cutscene? Yeah, the game has definitely made me want to read up more on Ludwig.
I do have something to discuss with Georg, but he'll never believe me unless I show him.
Let us facts.
Have you heard of Ludwig's diary?
Yes, but no one is allowed to see it.
It just so happens that I have a copy of an English translation right here. There's something I wanted to show you. Read this one.
August 1880. The experiments go better and better. They has proved as loyal and determined as ever. It remains only to put the finishing touches on the completed opera and to make up the diagram for the crystal. My God!
Wait, I want to show you something. I am not supposed to have looked at this myself, but I am here alone all day, so...
Oh, that's not how you handle a preserved document. Don't do that.
Yeah.
July 1881. Richard returned from his meeting with the king. Never have I seen him so pale. I was concerned for his heart. He would not speak with me, but immediately shut himself up in his study and started working on a new project. He will not tell me the first thing about it. He will only say that it was time he repaid his king. It confirms Ludwig's diary. He wasn't crazy.
Yes, but Ludwig says that the opera was completed. Imagine that, completed. There's something else.
August 1882. We had a messenger tonight from the king. He brought a letter which Richard burnt. I did manage to see a bit of it. It said something about a great night in Munich and that it would be Richard's supreme triumph and someone else's destruction. Ludwig then wrote that even though he himself would probably die, his immortal soul would be freed thanks to Richard. I worry for poor Ludwig and for us. Where will we be if his madness continues? Surely someone will put an end to it. Wow.
There's one more.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let me put my glasses on so I can see you did it. Rontavan, thank you.
May 1883. I sent Richard's sealed package to the king, as he instructed moments before he closed his eyes forever. I could not even bring myself to care what was in it. What could it matter now? Whatever it is, I hope it brings the king good memories of Richard. He did so much for my beloved.
The package.
We made it to the end of chapter 4. Well played, everyone. And obviously, when I say we, it's very much a we, because you guys helped so much to get through it. Hey, how's it going, Retro Jeremy? Good to see you. Great game. To packages. Nice package. Let's get into chapter 5 and we'll save and we'll call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for sticking this out. This has been a good game evening, but boy, there was a lot of clicking in there. Yeah, I know. This is a bad time. We're just at the tail end of the stream. I'm glad you could drop by, Retro Jeremy. And yeah, these questions of identity, don't want to ignore them. In the sense of, don't to erase people from history. We spent a long time doing that, and luckily historians are better about it now. Oh,
She's
this is interesting.
Delightful. I'd love to meet her. Oh, she's a hoot, all right. Just pretend you don't have a penis around and you'll be fine. Got this inborn need to rip them off. Now I'm really intrigued. This one time, I'd gone off to this, party, you might say.
I love this.
And it was getting a bit hairy. Well, Gracie. Oh.
Better.
Wow.
Come here, Kleiner.
Beta does not speak English, but then she has her own methods of communication.
Wow.
You two kids alone. Oh, don't be silly.
This music. Oh, the opera gloves are really something else.
Freezer, I can't just take your date.
Why not? I didn't expect her tonight. And for some reason, I don't find myself in that mood. Besides, from what you've told me, you live like a monk down south at that castle. Your body needs some attention.
Wow.
Detta. Zeige ihm sein Schlafzimmer.
I did not expect it to pick up here. Oh, the camera lingers on him. Wow, 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 wow. Fluffy Kitten, I think I love this game too. Everything about it. He's wearing the talisman. The talisman could not look more like a prop. You know, people always describe this game as having subtext to me, and I don't know if this subtext is necessarily sub. This feels very much like just text. Oh, there's no way Von Glauer's not into Gabe. I mean, yeah, 1000%. Like I said, it's not even like they're hinting at it. It's just there. It's great. We are still going NBA tag. It never ends. We're living in this game now.
You seem to be the sort of man who would appreciate our way of thinking.
Thank you for slapping the Von Glauer sticker, Tom. I appreciate it. This is what happens when Jess has bourbon. You'd think it'd make me sleepy. Okay. So here we are. I guess we can go somewhere. Let's go back to Lockham.
I don't need to go back to the Yuba's place right now.
Okay. We'll go here and we'll save. And I will have to call it a night there. It is way past my bedtime, and I know that my daughter will get me up first thing in the morning, so it is a great time to call it a night. But as we're getting ready to call it a night, I wanted to thank everyone again for tuning in and watching. It's been a real pleasure, and I wanted to thank everyone, especially for providing hints in the chat. I wouldn't have made it to the end of that chapter without your help, obviously. So thank you so much. Yeah, it's late here. It's like 1:30 a.m. It's getting on. But thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. I will be back on Monday. I believe will be the next time I stream. I'm playing still Batman, the Telltale series. We're having a lot of fun with that on Monday nights. And then I will be back next Wednesday with the next part, Chapter 5 of Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. But for now, thanks again for watching, everyone. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the follows, the gift subs, the cheers, all that sort of good stuff. Always appreciate it, and just always appreciate a chance to share a fun game with some fun people. So take care. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Have a terrific time. And I will see you again soon.